guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Journey Elise, for the people that don't know, and for the people that do know, welcome back. So before we get into today's video, I just wanted to say hi to you guys because I know I haven't been on YouTube in like 6 months, but it's because I had to get my life together. I was in school, college was a lot, came back, had to go straight to work, so it's like I never really had a second to just be with my camera. But I'm back now and we lit. Today I am going to be unboxing my new phone. I can't show y'all the other side because it does have my address on it and it be weirdos out here, but I've had this iPhone 14 for like 6 months, and it's time to, like, you know, upgrade. So I upgraded to the 17E. I'm doing like a trade-in. I'm opening up the package now. I just got home from work. Y'all didn't know I do have a job now, but it's just for the summer because I do go back to school in a few weeks, and I got it in the color white. I was gonna get pink, but I feel like white just goes with everything. It's more wrapping, and there's another package in here. I'm super excited. Oh yeah, this is for the return. It gives like instructions. Yeah, okay, this is the new phone though. Let's see. Oh, I'm so excited. It's so cute. I'm not even gonna give the backstory on this phone, but the point is, bro, this phone has given me so much problems. My old one, it just be making noise, and girl, like, who wanna be tapping on the screen and it's talking back to you? Like, this is not, no, this ain't AI chat box. It says I gotta like tear there. Ooh, so y'all peep the new phone. Y'all not gonna be able to stop me. It comes with a charger. I got a case off of Amazon, but it doesn't deliver till tomorrow, so it's like, do I open the phone now or do I wait till tomorrow? And the thing I like about this new phone is they don't have like the ringer, y'all see, it's a button now, because I don't want to open it and it don't have no case. Like, I'm gonna be walking around with no case. This is the case that I bought. Can y'all see that? It's green and it's cutesy like me. Now I have to look for a new wallpaper because every time I get a new phone case, I change my wallpaper to match it. Like, this phone is orange, and look at my wallpaper. It's like this cool little, like, eccentric little thing. It's so cute. This vlog is not gonna end here, so I guess I'll see y'all later today or tomorrow. Okay guys, so it's been a couple days since I filmed me unboxing my phone, but this is my phone. It has come into the mail and it's really cute. Today we're going to be continuing the sit down video by doing college freshman advice. I'm not even gonna explain, y'all just gonna see. Hi, my name is Journey Wyatt. I am a sophomore biology major from Harlem, New York, and I go to Howard University. So I made a list for myself just to keep track of like everything I wanted to say. And the first thing that we're gonna be talking about is academics. The first 2 months, you just like learning your classes and doing assignments and stuff like that. You may have mini tests and things like that. Then you have midterms, which is in like the end of the second month, beginning of the third month of the semester. And midterms are just like everything you learn from the first day of school till like the middle of the year. After midterms, it's just preparing for finals. So you might have projects, essays, different things due the last month of the semester. That's when you have your finals, and then you go home. I would say review your syllabus and input information to a calendar. Whether you use like a planner or an online calendar, some form of like organization for you to just see when your assignments are due, when you have to be to class, if you have extracurricular activities, when those times will be, what dates, everything like that. It just helps you visualize, at least for me, because I know I'm a visual learner. But for some people, organization is a little bit hard, so that's why I would just recommend using some tool to allow yourself to have that clarity about what's going on in your life. Also, if you hear stuff in the background, it's because it is 9 in the morning and I'm dedicated to filming this this YouTube video. So yeah, I'm gonna take my sweater off though because I'm kind of hot. So the second thing I would say under the academics tab is to advocate for yourself, and this can be reaching out to your professors when you need assistance. My first semester in the fall, I was very prideful and stubborn. I didn't want to reach out to any teachers. I really wanted to figure everything out on my own, and low-key it did hinder me at times because if I would have reached out or put myself out there more when it came to asking questions to my professors, I feel like I would have got farther in some of my classes. but I would recommend advocating for yourself and taking ownership of your education, because at the end of the day, like, your parents are not here to see like how well you're doing. If you want to see good results academically, you have to put in the work yourself. Once I started becoming more comfortable with my professors and building that relationship, that's when I really started reclaiming what I felt like I had lost, my ability to speak up for myself. One conversation could literally change the course of your whole academic year. And it's like, at the end of the day, college, you're coming there for a degree. So if you're not applying yourself and trying to actively or proactively get to where you want to go, it's not going to work. Okay, the next thing I would say is to complete assignments before they're due. In a regular school week, at least at my university, by Friday, Saturday, nobody's in the house, nobody's in the dorm, everybody's outside doing something with their weekend. If you're waiting to the last minute to do your assignments, you're not going to be able to have the time of your life on the weekends and even during the week, because sometimes professors make things due during the week, so you just have to always be on top of it. If I had, let's just say, Spanish on a Monday and I know I didn't have that class on a Tuesday, I would do all my Spanish homework on a Tuesday. I know I'm a procrastinator. My time management skills have gotten better, but there are times where I just don't feel like doing assignments. That's okay, because, you know, it can be overwhelming when you're getting so many different tasks from so many different professors, but you have to find that schedule that works for you so that you're always on top of your stuff. It's really easy to fall behind, but working your way back up is even harder. And also, it does affect your grade when things are late and you're not submitting them on time. Your professors will kind of build a perception of you based on your work ethic and like how well you're doing in their class. Next, I would say create relationships with your classmates to form study groups. My fall semester of my freshman year, this is so crazy because this literally just happened. Like, I literally just was in my freshman year of college and now I'm about to be a sophomore in a couple weeks, which is so crazy to me. But I was taking college algebra 1 math 007. I'll never forget that, because originally I was an English major, so I only needed to take one math course in order to fulfill my math credit for the entire time I was in college. And the first day of class, that was my first class of the day, I had no idea where to go because the way my campus is set up, all of the math classes are off campus. So I'm just like confused. I'm walking all over campus trying to look for this math class. And then when I finally found it, I realized it was in a trailer park. Like, it was in a trailer park. No, yeah, I got to the class and I'm going in and I'm looking around because I was late. The professor was talking. His name was Mr. Clark, Professor Clark. He's super cool dude. Very funny, very interesting guy. No seats. So you know what I did? I sat on the ground, and it was only for like 20 minutes because the class was literally gonna end because I was late. And there was this girl, right? She was like looking at me, but she was smiling, and I was laughing too because honestly I wasn't even upset. Like, you know, it's my first day. It's bound to be a little bit of a mishap or slip up somewhere in the day, so I wasn't even upset about it. It was just like, bro, like, after that day, you know, I started talking to the girl that I was telling y'all about. We ended up becoming really close, and now she's like one of my main, like, that's my homegirl. Like, shout out to you, Deja. And because of that class specifically, I made like a lot of friends and associates. It just really helped me build academic relationships that are long lasting. School is about networking. It's about meeting people who have the drive, the ambition to do the work, you know. And because of my two friends, Deja and Chad, I passed my math class with flying colors. Like, I passed my final exam with like an 85 out of 100. After class, we would go either to the dorms or find a place in the library or something like that to work on math problems. And everybody in college is trying to obtain the degree. You might as well make fun out of it. The next category I wanted to discuss was social life. Beginning of freshman year, I was super outgoing. I was super open in all of those aspects. When you're super kind to people, a lot of people take advantage of kindness and use that to benefit themselves. You have to really have discernment and understand that everybody might not be your friend. Even though some people may make it seem like they have your best interest at heart, some people have ulterior motives, and you really got to be careful because it's a lot of people in college who will just do stuff for either material gain or for self gain, whatever the case may be. So you got to really be careful. I don't want that to scare anybody because at the end of the day, your real friends, you will know who they are and they will continue to show up for you you, make time for you, and push you into the right direction. And the people that won't do that, they will show themselves, and you really have to just take what they're showing you for truth, because that's who they really are. Speaking to that, surround yourself with people who bring positive energy into your life. I have different sectors of friends from different parts of school. You know, you just met these people, but like you can learn so much from them, and vice versa. Like in high school, I did have my core group of friends, you know, but I think in every phase of your life, you're going to meet people that you gel with and connect with. I feel like that's what I'm trying to do now, maintain those relationships and just grow them, honestly, and meet more people, because you haven't met half the people that you're going to love and who are gonna love you. It's really important to not have ownership over the people that are in your life. They're living just like you are. When we encounter people, they're meant to just show us something, either about ourselves or about what we need to work on, or remind us of who we are and why we are important to the world. You don't own anybody's time, you don't own anybody's conversation. What is meant for you will stay, and what's not meant for you will go. You have to just be okay with that, you know. And it may hurt, and it may feel like sometimes you're alone or people don't understand. The real ones will make sure that you never feel lonely. So this is looking a little bit dirty. It's so humid, it's low-key irritating me. The next thing I wanted to say on this topic is to enforce boundaries to limit conflict. Again, in college, you're meeting so many people all at once, and you don't really know any of these people like that. You don't know what triggers them, you don't know what they've been through, you don't know what happened in their childhood, you don't know what happened yesterday. Like, for real. It's important to create healthy boundaries with people. If you know you're not a hugger and you don't want people touching you, make that clear. If you need space sometimes and you're more of a person that likes their alone time, you need to make that clear with people. Communication is important in all relationships. Like, you have to speak up for yourself and create boundaries that make you feel comfortable. And you also have to be okay with accepting other people's boundaries, because what you may go for, other people may not be as responsive to that same thing. Be secure with yourself and acknowledge that you have things that you need to work on just like anybody else. Next, I would say, remember that it's okay to say no. You don't have to do things that make you uncomfortable. If somebody is trying to force you to engage in an activity or do something that you feel like will bring you genuine harm or hurt you later down the line, you do not have to force yourself to do that to prove it to somebody else. Because most of the people that engage in peer pressure or try to convince people to do bad things are going through inner struggles. They genuinely have problems within themselves that they're projecting onto others to make themselves feel better. But allowing yourself to fall into that trap will cause you so much harm. Even with like substances, I'm not going to go too into it because this is YouTube, but when you engage in certain activities and you overindulge in things, like, it can negatively affect like your brain, your academics, literally every aspect of your life. So just do things in moderation if you are into what I'm discussing. For real, y'all, be safe out here. The next thing we're going to be discussing is finances. Very important. In college last year, I really made a lot of money from doing hair. I have a braiding business called Braided by Elise. I've had it for going on 3 years. That business really has helped me to, you know, stay afloat amidst college, and whenever I wanted to do something or go somewhere, like, I had money to do it because I was doing hair. Finding like your niche or something that you can do creatively to really, one, get your name out there, and two, bring you some type of like financial freedom, I would say do that. You know, whether it's like nails, hair, it doesn't even have to be anything in like the beauty world. You could literally sell art, get somebody to model your clothing and literally just post it on Instagram. You could sell plants, you could literally sell anything. If they know that there's someone on campus where they just gotta walk across the street from their dorm to get to you, and you do their hair for a price, whatever price you want to set it at, like, girl, you better get on that. Just don't be a bum. Like, just don't be a bum in college, for real. When I realized I really had the talent to do hair, I started promoting myself, you know, telling people, tell a friend to tell a friend, doing people's hair. I did a photo shoot. I'll try to insert pictures, but I did a photo shoot with all people from Howard. I had a Howard photographer, I had Howard students be my models, I was the creative director, and I go to Howard. So it's just like relying on community really will help you get far. You never know the doors that it can help you walk into. Like, the people that I worked on my photo shoot with have become, you know, some of my long-term friends now, like literally my photographer for my photo shoot, like we have some things coming up in the works, and it's just like all because I put myself out there to help my brand grow. Relying on those you trust and see your creative vision, want to help you get to the next step. Let me get into my bullet points because I'm gonna go on a tangent. Save money before you even come to college. When I touched down on campus August of 2025, bro, I had bands. I was very financially free, and by like October, girl, I was like, oof, like where'd all the money go? And that's because there's always going to be something going on campus, off campus. Like people are always going to invite you to things. You're always going to hear about something and want to go to it, and you need money for most of those types of activities. If you have like a little grad party over the summer, if family sends you money for college, things like that, you just hold that, keep that, put it in your back pocket. Don't even touch it until the summer is over and you've actually been in college, because it's like you're gonna need that money. Ubers, food, events, parties. Use online resources to help you get books and things like that. When you get to college, in like the syllabus of your classes, it may say required books, and then it'll have like a list of books that you have to buy, and sometimes those books are very expensive and people don't have money like that to just be buying all those books. But if you go online and you find PDFs or textbook links, you might find something for either a cheaper price or for free. That's way better than spending money unnecessarily. If you have like a group meet or some type of chat room for everybody in your class, sometimes your classmates may even have resources to those textbooks. Last year I had to buy things for one of my classes. I had to buy like a manual. Mind you, I only used the manual about 3 times the whole semester, and I was so drained because it's like, why I didn't have to buy that. Like, for real. One of my classmates put it in our group me, the PDF to the manual. If you have a job and you know how much you're gonna be making weekly or even monthly, you should budget accordingly. I put the week that I'm in, the day of the week that I get paid each week. So say if it's a Thursday, I'll put Thursday, July, da da da. So when you get your paycheck, sometimes they take out taxes and stuff like that, but the take home amount is what you're really making, you know? And then I put my savings. So I put how much I'm putting in my savings. If you put aside a certain amount per week based on whatever you're getting paid, you have money saved up. All that money that's left from what you put aside to your savings is really what you're keeping. So that can go towards your leisure, and if you have bills, different things like that. Saving money is very important, not even just because you can get stuff later in life. It's as a form of discipline, training your mind to not overindulge. The next thing we're going to discuss is campus resources, communicating with your advisor. So if you go on your school's, page or whatever, and you're trying to look for who your advisor is or who you need to speak to in order to get something completed, whatever department that they're in, you'll be able to find their name in the list of contacts. If you have questions about what classes you should register for, financial aid, bursar questions, different things like that, your advisor can help point you in the right direction. Really, last semester, spring semester, I started relying on my advisor when it came to me switching my major and what steps I need to take in order to become a biology major. Your advisor is like your little buddy in the corner, there to help you along your academic journey. Contact the bursar's office when you need help. When you go to college, obviously you have the merit scholarships you may get, and then you have financial aid. Money is a big aspect of college. The cost for tuition and housing and food, meal plans, all of that stuff, it all racks up. Even if it might take them a long time to respond, you gotta low-key be hounding them. Like, be on their body about getting you what you need, because how do they expect you to fulfill your academic requirements if you don't know how much you're paying? You just have to make sure that you're holding your school accountable as well, because honestly, colleges make mistakes just like any other place. So you really have to just make sure you're paying attention to what you're getting billed for and what's going into those fees. The next thing I would say is use your school library for studying. On my college campus, we have 2 major libraries, and then we have a lot of libraries off campus as well. I took a lot of online classes both semesters. When it was too loud in my dorm room or I needed a quiet place to really lock in, I would go to my school's library. So we have UGL. UGL stands for undergraduate library, and that's really more of like a social scene. It's where people go to like see their friends and do studying, but like see their friends, you know what I mean? And then we have HSL, which is the health science library, and that's where people go to really lock in. They make sure there's quiet hours, like you can't speak, you have to just do your work. But just find whatever space really works for you, but definitely use your library. It's one of the amenities that comes with your school that you don't have to pay for. Well, at least at my school. And also at the library, you can find books. If you're writing an essay and you need to use archival to cite evidence or something like that, like the library, literally that's what the library is for. With other student amenities, you may have a student center. For my school, we have Blackburn, like a food court meets social environment meets study rooms, religious spaces, different things like that. So it's like a whole building dedicated to student life. And then we have our gym, which has, you know, gym equipment. We have a swimming pool, we have a basketball court, football field, all the things. Like for me, I took swim. They had open swim at my swimming pool. The next topic that we're going to discuss is skills for adulthood. Don't clown me for this, y'all, because I was young and my mom, yeah, I didn't know how to do laundry for real till like right before I left for college, which sounds so bad to some people, but growing up, my mom, she just was the person that was doing the laundry because she's a neat freak. But when I got to college, she wasn't here, so I had to teach myself how to do laundry. And at first, I didn't know what I was doing, so I would go on Google every time I went down to the laundry, and I would be like, what setting do I put whites on, or what setting do I put linens on? Google would give me the answer, and my clothes always smell fresh and they was clean. Just learn how to do laundry. Like, it's not a difficult task, it's just a little time consuming, so you're not the funky girl or the funky boy in school. The next thing I would say is keep your work and your dorm space clean. I had a roommate. Well, I have a roommate, and now I'm gonna have 2 roommates. But yeah, when you have roommates, you do have to share a space, of course. Just keep your space clean and communicate with your roommates so that the room stays clean, you know what I mean? Having a clean space and no clutter really helps like your mind, your mental. Your space is a reflection of you. So if your room looks a hot mess, you're gonna feel like you're all over the place. Next thing I would say is compromise with the people you care about. If you know that you have an assignment due at 11:59, but your friends wanna go out to the food truck, you tell your friends, I'm gonna meet up with y'all if y'all still out there, but I gotta do this assignment first. And if your friend understand that you put your academics first, they'll be like, okay, I'll catch you in a few. But if they not messing with the vibes and they just want you to come outside, they do not care about you. Put your goals and your needs first. If you know that you had a rough week and you have no energy to socialize, do not force yourself to socialize. Take that time, make sure you rest up, make sure you eat a good meal, pray, meditate, do whatever you need to do so that you can be back in a better headspace. Take that time for yourself, create space for yourself, because nobody else is going to do that for you. Okay, to segue into the next topic, which is health and wellness, it's okay to make time for yourself. It doesn't make you look selfish. It doesn't make you feel, it shouldn't make you feel less of a person because you are going through something in the moment, and the real people will understand that, as I keep saying. So yeah, just live for yourself, do what makes you happy. Okay, this is another thing. This really has to do with relationships and social interactions. Don't let people's opinions or perspectives on you affect how you view yourself. You have to remind yourself that you're that girl, or that you that guy, because people will hate on you. People will try to make you feel less than. People will try to put you down because they see you up. It's a lot of negative energy in the world, and people genuinely just hate themselves, and that's not your fault. But you cannot internalize that, because it will only hurt you and end. Stay hydrated and eat a balanced diet. This was very hard for me, honestly, because my school's dining hall is not the best. Love my school though, but the food is not the best. At first, it was very hard for me to adjust to that aspect, because at home my mom was cooking. We went to Chipotle, Cava, Chick-fil-A, all the spots, you name it, we was there. So coming to school and having to eat similar stuff every week, it was just like, oh my god, the monotony was killing me. So then I had to really start saving up my money. That's why I had my business too, so I could get the food that I wanted to eat. I would go off campus. We have Howard China, which is like Chinese food. We have pizza shops, we have sandwich spots, we have a whole bunch of different food options. Chipotle. If you're going to an environment that's more on the hotter side, especially in the summers, make sure you're drinking water. And if you go into parties, bro, make sure you have a fan and water. Everybody be packed into corners like sardines. If you're dehydrated, you're going to pass out, or you're gonna be feeling sticky and sweaty and just gross. Nobody want to be funky at the party, at the function. Like, that's not cute. Next thing I was gonna say, limit the use of substances. Do what you want to do. At the end of it, it's your life, but just be careful with substances, because sometimes people abuse them and use them for the wrong reasons, it typically doesn't end well when you use them for the wrong reason. But yeah, that's basically all I had to say for this video. There's definitely more to come, but yeah, stay tuned for the next vlogs because it's going to only get up from here. Make sure that you like, comment, subscribe, show love. I promise y'all it's only going up. So yeah, bye guys.